Good evening, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. This is long overdue. Too many distractions, harassments, pet and animal murders here in eastern Kentucky, Jackson County. There are predators that live here. They get off on it. You can tell they've got the smirk. They're like so excited when they drive by, making noise like a bunch of little adolescents. But anyway, please hit the thumbs up. It is 8:12 p.m. June 11, 2023 on Sunday. This is the 4-page document letter written by a targeted female. She gave me permission to read it, and she's very interested in your feedback. So I'd like to get this out here on Sunday so that you have some time to ruminate on it. And anybody that would like a copy of it to review, please let me know. You can send me an email at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. And just say, let's see, what can we place in the subject heading? 4-page document by T.I. Okay, this is a personal assessment of effects of microwave radiation due use. Now, I'm just going to tell you that this is written by a targeted female. She's experiencing these effects. She's experiencing vandalism, assault to her body, vandalism to her property, furniture, other things. So I'm going to read, this is her experience, okay? It's not my experience, although I do experience much of what she's describing. So here we go, folks. Hit the thumbs up, like, comment, share if you feel inclined to do so. So what are directed energy weapons? According to the DoD Joint Publication 3-13 Electronic Warfare, directed energy is described as an umbrella term covering technologies that produce a beam of concentrated electromagnetic energy or atomic or subatomic particles. A DE weapon is a system using DE primarily as a direct means to disable, damage, or destroy adversary equipment, facilities, and personnel. DE warfare is military action involving the use of DE weapons, devices, and countermeasures to either cause direct damage or destruction of adversary equipment, facilities, and personnel, or to determine, exploit, reduce, or prevent hostile use of the electromagnetic spectrum, EMS, through damage, destruction, and disruption. I hear my birds going a little ballistic, which just started happening as I began to read this. I'm going to continue. DE weapons include high-energy lasers, high-power radio frequency or microwave devices, and charged or neutral particle beam weapons. 2. Microwaves and lasers are both part of the electromagnetic spectrum, which includes light energy and radio waves. The distinction between them is wavelength, frequency of energy. While they're both part of the electromagnetic spectrum, laser and microwave weapons operate very differently and have very different effects. The above is an excerpt of a webpage article written by Henry Trey Obering III, who has first-hand knowledge of the use of these weapons. And I will include the link. So I have the link here. I can include the link in the description section. I'm addressing this issue today to provide clarification from a person with first-hand knowledge having experienced effects of these weapons for many years. I know of many other individuals who express concern because they too are experiencing the effects with no relief in sight. Another part of the program is psychological harassment. I will not be addressing that issue in today's document. Today's document will be strictly from experiential perspective of what is occurring. Please keep in mind this document is based on my experience from limited technological standpoint. quote unquote. I do not have a technological background. To explain the cause and effect, I am relating my experience, observations, and limited speculation as to what is causing the harm to my body and to the body of my pets. In this regard, I will make a statement that I have firsthand knowledge of other people and pets that are experiencing similar things that I highly suspect are also being affected by this technology. This has occurred on many occasions with people that I know. Because of the nature of what is occurring and the inability to get out of harm's way and fear that it will cause in other person if they were to believe that they and their pets are also being targeted, I chose not to bring them further alarm. I speculate that these assaults are very widespread in society today. And I'm just going to get you something better to look at, folks. Here, 1 second. 1 second. From the beginning, my feet and head were affected by the assaults. I personally believe that many people are experiencing limb and joint neuropathy because of what is being widely deployed. Over the years, I have experienced feet, hands, head, mouth trauma affecting my teeth. Mostly have been worn down or broken. The genitalia region targeting by what can be best described as a pulsing sensation to the various areas of my body on a daily basis. I speculate that the microwave radiation is having an adverse effect on the molecular makeup of my tissues, organs, and skeletal system. Okay, let me turn the page here, folks. Page 2. The limited research I have done brings me to the conclusion that microwave technology that is being utilized can be adjusted to affect the variety of conditions in any human being and animals also. I'm going to include a link to a video by a gentleman who worked with military-grade microwaves for many years. He discusses a variety of the effects of that technology. He also discusses the use of wireless technology and the adverse effects that it can have even on our children. This is a helpful web page describing the effects. About halfway down on the right-hand side of the page is a 30-minute video by Dr. Barry Trower discussing the effects of microwave technology. Please take the time to listen to this, as it is very enlightening as to who is involved in the technology. And she provides a URL. It's Organized Crime of Covert Electronic Assault, NZ.com, that's newzealand.com. This webpage provides Dr. Barry Trower's testimony to a court in Portland, Oregon. She provides another link, and this is wirelesswatchblog.org. It's the amended declaration of Barry Trower, and I will attest to the fact that Wireless Watch Blog is a blog by Jesse or Jesus Mendoza in Texas. In addition to the microwaves and pulsing sensations, I have been assaulted with chemicals of some sort. This usually occurs at night while in bed, are sporadic in nature, but very definite by their odors when this occurs. My experience also includes lasering of objects in my possession, even glasses, which I have had them on. They have been destroyed with precision on at least 4 to 5 occasions. One time, when leaving a local grocery store, carrying them in my hands and walking across the parking lot. My experience has been revealed that any substance can be lasered with precision. Wood, plastic, even metal. This is all done remotely, which I can support with documented evidence. Me too, folks. Probably the most frightening experience have been when my whole body has been lasered, cut, while in my home, outdoors or in a business setting. When outdoors, on a few occasions, I have been struck by a projectile of some sort. Also, my vehicle has been struck, leaving a noticeable indentation on the framework of the car. Of note, I feel that there is an effort being made to have substances, particles, or other anomalies which exacerbate the experience to cause harm and destruction, especially with the attempted lasering. One time while walking at a grocery store, my feet started to feel very affected by the technology. There was a sharp pain in my lower leg area, and upon checking, there was a significantly deep and vertical cut which may have been 6 to 7 inches in length. It was very straight, precision, and deep, going through several layers of tissue. It took a long time to heal. I did not seek medical attention because I did not want to try to explain to a medical practitioner what caused the injury. My experience has been that most individuals, even medical personnel, cannot understand that this technology exists and that it's being used on individuals in a public setting. To summarize this part of the document, suffice it to say that I have personally experienced many of the unusual effects of this very advanced technology. I also strongly believe that I have witnessed the effects of this technology on other persons in my presence, perhaps even resulting in death. This is where a strongly held speculation enters into the equation, but I have no hard facts to support my suppositions. Thus, we leave it there. And I understand what she's saying there, folks. Now let me get to page 3. They're stuck together. The two pages are stuck together here. Page 3, folks. And it's a torrential rain here right now. Next in this document, I want to address the means of deployment of these weapons, and I will list them below. 1. Satellite. The first month this began for me in February 2012. We had an unusually heavy snow, which left the ground covered within an hour and a half. When preparing to retire for night after the lights were off, I opened up my blinds in the backyard so I could observe the winds in the trees and the weather outside. The snow had heavily blanketed the ground, and while laying there observing the outdoors, my entire backyard turned brilliant red from obviously something from above. I later had confirmed from my next-door neighbor that she had observed it too. Also, a gentleman living one street down told my sister that he had observed a strange light in the sky and pointed to the area where my house is located to where the unusual phenomenon occurred. 2. Handheld devices. Experienced a sharp jolt to my body when passing an individual walking very rapidly towards me at the grocery store. 3. Drones. I have personally witnessed the outline of a drone hovering over my house while laying in bed, and the sensation of pressure on my body increases. 4. Antenna and satellite dishes. There is an antenna on the neighbor's house across the street, which is somewhat unusual since most people use cable in the area or satellite dishes. There is also a satellite dish located on that property. I understand this is his business, but I am concerned that it might be used in targeting my home. Also, recently, there have been 2 to 3 antennae placed on my property behind my house on private property of individuals residing in a housing development. My backyard is separated from this property by a city-maintained dirt alleyway used for city personnel. 5. At one point, I had a satellite dish from my television provider. When this service was disconnected, I did not take the satellite dish off of the fence right outside of my bedroom on the west side of the house. I wish I had captured photos of what I discovered one day when going into the backyard and to the side yard of my house. Wires had been attached to the satellite dish, and they extended to the perimeter of the foundation of my house, right outside my bedroom and guest bedroom. Also, there was a portion of the neighbor's fence that had the upper slat removed, allowing for access to that satellite dish. I immediately cut the wires down and destroyed them. Note, on a personal note, I hold no malice towards my neighbors if they were involved in allowing this to take place. I hold them in high regard and will always treasure them as neighbors. They are very good, hard-working people who have been great to live next to. In fact, I feel bad they have been involved in these things. It is not their nature to cause harm or to hurt anyone. Might it be said they are trusting the wrong people, people who normally should be able to protect the public and not destroy them. I can't say the same, folks, about my neighbors. Number 5, technology placed in homes adjoining mine. I highly speculate that technology has been placed that is being used in my targeting as well as my pets' targeting. I have had projectiles strike the inside of my home, destroying portions of the corner of a wall in my dining room, with particles lying on the floor in the vicinity that projectiled it. I have witnessed my dog, who had been greatly weakened by the technology, being struck so hard while standing at her feeding bowl in the dining room that it completely knocked her off her feet onto her side with all her feet off the floor. Another unusual phenomenon includes a very bright white light in the neighbors, page 4, and the neighbors' yards or on the outside of the garage that seem to be engaged when I move about in my home, especially as preparing for bed. Lately, I have noticed bright white lights in the neighbor's yard when I rise in the morning after having experienced microwave radiation with intense pulsation in certain areas of my body. Sometimes that it will jolt me awake. I always speculate that this is a means of torture tactics, which include sleep deprivation. I have noticed especially lately that if sitting in my chair in the living room and I fall asleep in my chair, that I will be jolted awake with a pulsing sensation to my body, and I will hear a motor or generator running on the east side of my house. There have been occasions when I am struck so hard by some form of technology that it almost throws me out of the chair. My whole body jerks. Also of note, that technology has the capability of making your limbs move involuntarily and can even cause a fall. 7. Outdoor lasering. This must occur by satellite, but I have been cut on more than one occasion while outdoors. I am sitting here thinking if there's anything else I should include. So much has happened over a lengthy time period. It makes it somewhat daunting to try to make the points that I want to make in this document today. There's no denying the credibility of many people speaking out against similar assaults and atrocities occurring nationwide. I am concerned, very concerned, because what is occurring without any answer seemingly in the discourse to stop the targeting of individuals and the public on a whole, clearly noted in Dr. Trower's testimony. There are other very credible people speaking up. But who will intervene to stop it? Who? When? Why? Not fair, not right. Harming so many people. I'm sorry, folks. I just thought of my cats at this moment. She goes on to say, I conclude this with a prayer and an admonition that this needs to be stopped immediately. Treat others as you would want to be treated yourselves. There is no need for such cowardly weapons to be used on anyone anywhere. I have done what I can. I have said what I can. Now I can be at peace with it. Thank you for writing this. Please leave your comments down below. Please give this brave woman your feedback and share your experiences with her, either in the comments section or to me personally, alternativehomesteading@gmail.com, and I will forward her all of your information if you want to share it with her and me. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. It's been a rough week for me. 2 of my cats have been murdered. 3 baby chicks. A guinea was eaten by a fox. And my rooster was killed. And this is only in 7 days, folks. These are predators! They are predators! And I will attest to the fact that I have more to say. And I will continue speaking out against these crimes, against me and everybody else. And I thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your support. And I'm going to sign off for now.